We were, like I said, we've finished harvesting all of our fruit at this point. And typically, Cabernet, I'm not even looking at until the middle of October to harvest it. And, we were harvesting it a month early.
And it's the end of September, and we're done.
Yes, exactly.
Isn't that something?
Amazing, yeah.
Hey, we're going to try another wine?
Yes, I brought another one.
Okay, we're going to try another wine, but when we return, the big treat, we have Duncan King with us, and Duncan's going to tell us what it's like to be a young, handsome mover and shaker, and all of the benefits you get from being a young guy in the wine industry. We'll be right back and talk with Duncan and more with Chris. We're going to talk a little bit about the 2015 vintage with Duncan also, and what they think about the situation with the fires in Northern California. They're pretty devastating. We'll be right back and keep on going with the What's Cooking on Wine show here on CRN.
Do you still believe the old-fashioned notion that you're free to withdraw your cash from your bank as you wish? Ha! Don't bank on it. Truth is, if you have a bank account, you're a casualty of the government's war against cash, and don't even know it. According to The Secret War, a new white paper I just read, it's free to you right now by calling 800-630-1491, 800-630-1491. As I speak, governments are moving to outlaw cash to usher in a 100% cashless society. Why? Because with only 1% cash in existence, the giant money illusion, built 99% out of paper debt, could collapse overnight. No wonder banks must now spy on you for the government. No wonder banks are moving to limit cash withdrawals. No wonder savers are being pushed into riskier assets. Read The Secret War, free, by calling 800-630-1491. That's 800-630-1491.
Let me take just a moment or two, if I may, and talk about a great place to eat. That's right, for you folks anywhere in the eastern San Fernando Valley, drop into Bob's Big Boys. That's right, in Sun Valley at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. Now, everybody remembers the name Bob's. They're getting bigger and bigger every day. And little old Bob carrying the hamburger in his checkered overalls is the same Bob that you remember from back through the years. And, of course, if you want to go in for a great lunch, remember their classic burger, the original double-deck hamburger combination. Delicious 100% pure ground beef in 2 patties with American cheese, lettuce, and our famous Big Boy special sauce. The name is Bob, and I think when you go in, you'll say, by golly, I'm sure glad that I found this restaurant because it's good for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. They've got all kinds of things, and all you have to do is remember. Bob's Big Boy in Sun Valley at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. It's a great place to eat.
Your home for great comedy, The Showroom at South Point presents Uncle Joey from Full House, Dave Coulier.
Hey, Dave, knock it around.
October 9th to the 11th. Tickets to the box office. Online at southpointcasino.com or charge by phone, 702-797-8055.
What if that Bullwinkle voice was your real speaking voice?
All right.
How was your night last night?
And I got hammered.
Right on. Brass with comedian Dave Coulier at the South Point.
I got hammered.
18 and over.
To the night.
The Showroom at South Point invites you to travel down to the nightclub with the power. Liberating. Live. A Tower of Music. October 16th through the 18th. Tickets at the box office. Online at southpointcasino.com or charge by phone. 702-797-8055. Tower of Power. South Point.
We're going to take a quick ride back to Oakland.
Trying to sell your old car? Instead, donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind. Pickup is free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats, whether they run or not. Call right now and receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to over 50 locations. Call 1-800-785-9618. Donate your car today. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Hi, this is Fred Dreyer. Join me and Michael Horn on the PM show Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, here on CRN Digital Talk. We talk about things in the sports world nobody else does. So listen in to me and Mike at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on CRN Digital Talk. And go to crntalk.com for more information on other show times. And don't forget to take us with you by downloading the CRN app on the App Store.
Live across America, Larry Van Elst with What's Cookin' on Wine, the Sonoma Wine Report on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Well, it's my favorite part of the What's Cooking on Wine show. I have a glass of wine in my hand. Couple of good pals sitting across from me, and we're enjoying the whole thing. Remember, when you're listening to CRN on Thursdays, the evening show, Robert Conrad. He is the guy who knows all about old Hollywood and new Hollywood. He takes phone calls. He's a cool guy. He's going to tell you some secrets about the Hollywood starlets years ago, and maybe even the Hollywood starlets now. He's gonna let you know what's going on. So that's Thursdays in the evening on CRN. Don't miss the Robert Conrad show. Get to talk to James West himself. Hey, we're sitting here with Chris Rusi, and we have Duncan King with us. Duncan just gave us a taste of this 2011 Pinot Noir, and you told us it was. Where is it from, Duncan?
It's from the Wildcat Mountain up Sears Point area of the Carneros region. You're just up on the mountain ridge right there overlooking San Pablo Bay. You can see San Francisco City, and you're just getting hit by winds from the Carneros and the Petaluma wind gap.
You know, I don't get any taste of racing fuel in this at all. That's not. There's our
It is right there next to the Infineon race right here.
Yeah, the Infineon is the biggest raceway we have in Northern California. And NASCARs go out there. It's a road track, and NASCAR races out there. But I don't get any of that. What do you two guys think, talking about maybe something in the wine, what do you think about the fires up in Lake County? Because we know they were close to some of the vineyards. Do you think a few years ago up in Mendocino County, we got a lot of wines that were smoky? You think that's going to happen?
Definitely will happen. Lake County got hit pretty good this year. I was making wine in 08 out from, we got some Pinot from the coast, and it, when it comes in, it doesn't have that smoke taint character, even when it's fermenting, but sort of right on the tail end, it starts to smell like a barbecue and, campfire and smoke taint. And there's ways to deal with it, and I'm sure they'll be dealing with it this year from certain vineyards.
I think they'd be a little more proactive on that. So they got going, because an awful lot of the Mendocino County wines a few years ago, they were just, you'd open a bottle of wine at a competition, and you'd say, well, it's 2008 Mendocino. We know what it is. Now, you have a little vineyard also. Am I right? Are you not necessarily a vineyard, but you're doing your own label. Along with that, and this is kind of a side thing that you kind of slip in. Go out to McCrosty and work for them and promote those wines, but you're doing kind of a little side thing also.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like being a screenwriter down in L.A. Everybody up here just taste my script, read my wine. It's all what it's about, though. I'm doing a little Barbera from Amador County, blending it with Zinfandel coming off the Ponzo Vineyard right there in Russian River Valley. For a white wine, actually, we're doing Chenin Blanc from Clarksburg because it's $700 a ton, and I can push it through full skin contact. You can handle it. It's fantastic.
Clarksburg is perhaps the best area to grow Chenin in California. What do you think?
I think so. It's the slows right there are pushing. There's no stagnant heat. It's not Dry Creek Valley. The Clarksburg has movement around, and I think that's just what Chenin Blanc calls for.
Now, we know your heart belongs to McCrosty. We know that because you're dedicated with that, and they're making spectacular wines that I'm sure you want to emulate. But like everybody that I know in the wine business, when they start relatively young, they say, I want to get a brand going. I want to get a label going. And Chris has done this, and virtually everybody you know has done the same thing, Chris. Am I right?
Yeah.
You want to do a little of that, and you can still promote the wine or the winery that you work for, and yet you say, well, I want to do a little bit my own. So
I think, if anything, while I'm at work, I mean, it only cements me as an authoritative figure in wine country. These people who are coming in, tasting at my winery, want to hear about wine from someone who knows his stuff. And I think the fact that I'm fully invested in making my own wine, I mean, they're getting every last bit of their cent spent out here in Sonoma wine country.
And they don't say, well, gee, you look like you're 14. How can this possibly be?
I can't ask for IDs anymore.
No, it's too late for that. Now, the real story is, and I alluded to it just before we took a break here, tell us the skinny on standing in the Hillsburg Plaza when all of the girls are having their bachelorette parties.
Oh, the bachelorette parties. Well,
we know about that. We know that you go down to Carmel or any of the other fun places up in Napa, and it's always fun because the guys, when they have a bachelor party, they want to go to Vegas.
No.
But the girls would like to come up and or ride the wine train or taste some wines at a winery and kind of giggle, and then find a guy just like you to entertain them for the
Spoon Bar. I'm a big patron of Spoon Bar. Thank you very much.
Is that where you go?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, there's a place in Hillsburg that apparently is real popular with the girls. So,
oh yeah.
Do you have any pictures from these exploits?
Actually, my Instagram is just filled with me trying to hold as many girls' shoulders as I can while I'm at work. That's Wine Country King on Instagram. That's good.
So everybody around the country who says, "Geez, I would love to come to wine. I'd love to come to Wine Country and get involved in this." These people have a good time. They drink good wines. They eat good food. They live on the chosen spot of all of the earth. And are we right, Duncan? A young guy like you says, I got it knocked here.
I'm born and raised in Hawaii. I am moving back nowhere soon.
Okay. Hey, we're going to come back and just kind of have some last thoughts. We're going to get you some websites and find out how you can find out how you'll see pictures of these guys, and then we're going to taste one more wine also. So we'll be back shortly with more in the last segment of the Sonoma Wine Report.
You experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain, pain from a sports injury? If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com, 310-873-4422.
Are you nearing eligibility for Medicare benefits? Then you know now is an important time in your life. Medicare benefits can be a complicated puzzle. You don't want to overpay for your Medicare coverage or get the wrong plan. Let Health Markets Insurance Agency help you. With one free phone call, a licensed insurance agent will help you select a Medicare plan that's right for you and your budget. If you're becoming eligible for Medicare, call today and learn how to get the most out of your benefits.
800-793-1960. 800-793-1960.
Health Markets Insurance Agency is the DBA or assumed name of InSphere Insurance Solutions, Inc., which is an authorized insurance agency in all 50 states and the District of Columbia. Not all agents are licensed to sell all products. Service and product availability varies by state.
Call 800-793-1960. 800-793-1960. 800-793-1960. 800-793-1960.
Live across America, Larry Van Elst with What's Cookin' on Wine, the Sonoma Wine Report on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
And make that wine, put it in a bottle, boys, and ship it on down the line. Well, I got up this morning and made it downtown.
Well, here we are. We usually have a girl or two in the audience. As a matter of fact, Chris promised to bring a pretty girl because I said we didn't have any tonight. We usually have a girl or two in the audience. They want to get up and dance, and I don't think either of these guys are going to do a line dance for us. Either Chris Rusi and the young man I'm just going to introduce, Duncan. I've known him for 3 or 4 years at least, and you can't have known him too much longer than that. He wouldn't have been able to have a glass of wine. So Duncan is one of the young guys. I put a little teaser on the internet this week about a discussion about what it's like to be a young man in this crazy business of wine in Sonoma County. Duncan King, nice to have you here.
Thanks, Larry. Sorry, no line dancing, but if you want to swing, we can.
No.
We can swing.
No, thank you very much. Maybe you and Chris. I don't think so.
No.
The story is you're young, and you look even younger than you are. You're a young man in his 20s, and all of a sudden, being in his 20s, you've worked at 3 different wineries now. Am I right?
Yeah, 3 different ones. One, actually, the night that you met me the first night here at Equus. I was cleaning up your glasses on the table right over there, and I met Bill Smart, the marketing director of Dry Creek Vineyards, and he let me on, gave me a chance, looked right in my eye, and told me this is how you get a job in the wine industry. It's about connectivity. It's about networking. It's about knowing the people and about knowing the wine.
Yeah, Bill's a good friend. We've known Bill for quite a while. But then you moved from...
And then I moved over to Siduri with Adam Lee. That crazy guy. I love them.
2 real good names. These are really interesting, good names in the wine business. And now
I'm over at McCrosty, right on our new spot, our estate house set up over on West Side Road. It's fantastic. I've gone from working in an industrial warehouse parking lot down up to... really, honestly, one of the most nicest places on West Side Road. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous place. Give us a little background, though. I just found out that you were born and raised in Hawaii.
Oh, yeah. Big Island, Hawaii, South Side, Kona Side, Ka'u. That's where we're from. But I moved out here. Everybody asks me how I moved, why I moved. And I always answer the same way. What makes many men travel across seas?
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
It's a girl.
It's a woman. Yeah. It's a girl studying art history in Sonoma State University. What a waste of time. No, I found my way into restaurants. I graduated high school, went in my first year of college during the first year of the recession, and I scrambled to look around me what it was that I could sell, and it ended up being wine. I started my way through restaurants. I found my way into wineries simply by talking my way into it. And now, I moved in with my winemaker. We have our own wine label. There's no moving back now. I'm in wine country.
So, there are a lot of people who did this relatively young. They got involved in the wine business. Some famous names, Chris Rusi is one of them, got in relatively young, and all of a sudden, everything blooms and the flowers are out, and you're just as happy as can be. Are you feeling like you're going in the right direction?
It's astonishing. The amount of doors that are open to me, the amount of people that I talk to, I meet every single day. West Side Road, Healdsburg, it's quickly becoming the West Hollywood Hills of Hollywood. I'm up there with the Bookers on their patio talking about gate codes, the addresses, the Roquiolis dating the Talties. It's... Aside from that, we're all, I think, moving together and working to build just for the common good. Honestly, just moving through and finding the connectivity of the wine industry. Nobody's competing against the people down the street. Sonoma is no longer competing against Napa. I think soon we're coming together, and I see us competing against the Bahamas. That's my plan. That's my plan.
And what kind of wine do they make there?
Rum.
Okay. Hey, we're going to try something that you brought from Comstock. Am I right? Not Comstock, from McCrosty.
Yeah, from McCrosty.
I wasn't right. From McCrosty. So let's get a little sip here so we know what's going on. We have another sip that we're going to get from Chris Rusi in just a little bit here.
Very cool.
Tell us what this one is.
Well, I brought from McCrosty. I brought a Pinot. It's from our own estate vineyard, Wildcat Mountain, way up in Sears Point, about 800-foot elevation. You might notice this is a little bit back a bit. This is actually 2011. I just, being the drought and all, decided to bring a wine from the last year California ever saw rain.
we're getting a little right now. I know in Los Angeles, down where the studio is in Sunland, California, they almost floated away a couple of weeks ago. Lots of water there. Hey, this is a nice wine. Soft, easy hand. The winemaker made it just a lovely wine. This would be good with just a little cheese and maybe a pasta dinner or whatever. What do you think, Chris? Let's get Chris to tell us here.
I like this a lot. It's actually a beautiful Pinot.
Yeah. Real easy wine, a little bit of floral quality in it, but definitely it would go real well with food or nothing else, just a glass of wine.
I think a hot tub with a cigar, I think would be just fine.
Yeah, I don't think I want to think about that. So tell us, at McCrosty now, you do services with the guests that come in.
Yeah, absolutely. I am in the State House. We do really a fantastic tasting program. You come in, nobody stands at a bar, everybody sits down at the table. Immediately when you're sat, I mean, it's me or one of the four other people that we got there, and we make it as much of a personalized experience as possible. But honestly, as far as that front goes, we're just trying to raise the bar. We want that service and level of hospitality to just, I hope everybody else copies us.
Well, that's a good idea, especially to make people feel welcome, to get them in and say, this is like sitting down and at home and doing a little whatever. Hey, we're going to take another break here for a minute. We're going to come back. We're going to try a couple more wines and find out what's going on, because we know that you, like Chris Rusi, have a little interest in your own wine. So we're going to find out about that. We're also going to find out how you can get in touch with McCrosty. There's going to be some websites. We're going to go to the websites, talk a little bit about the wine club, what's going on. We're going to talk about those guys who hang out in Hillsburg when the bachelorette parties are going on. I know all about that. Don't tell me you don't do that. We're gonna be back in just a little bit with more of the Sonoma Report here on CRN.
She's mine, oh mine. She's fine, she's fine. She's fine and wine and love, now love is slow.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
When you really want Italian food, you've got to go to Columbo's. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club, Colorado Boulevard, Eagle Rock. It's that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Good afternoon, Mr. Phelps. Southern California is inundated with restaurants vying to vanquish Columbo's, and none have succeeded. Your mission, Jim, is to further enlighten the populace regarding Columbo's and their absolutely delicious steaks. Seafood so fresh it'll make you blush. Family Italian specialties that put the competition to shame. Jazz every night along with their world-renowned meatballs. The code words for this assignment, Mission Impasta Visual. As always, should you or any of the force be caught, the Secretary will disavow any knowledge of your actions, but looks forward to seeing you at that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Columbo's. This disc will self-destruct in 5 seconds. Good luck, Jim, and manja.
Your home for great comedy, The Showroom at South Point presents Uncle Joey from Full House, Dave Coulier.
Hey, Dave, knock it around.
October 9th to the 11th. Tickets to the box office. Online at southpointcasino.com or charged by phone. 702-797-8055.
What if that Bullwinkle voice was your real speaking voice? All right. How was your night last night?
But I got hammered.
Laughs with comedian Dave Coulier at the South Point.
I got hammered.
18 and over.
Hello, CRN listeners. This is Michael Horn, inviting you to join me and my co-host, sommelier Nicole Nielsen from Roost Chris Steakhouse, as we present What's Cookin' on Wine. Find out about the latest trends in wine, great food, spirits, and a whole lot more. It's What's Cookin' on Wine, done live at 6 o'clock Monday nights at Roost Chris Steakhouse in Pasadena, California, and then the replays throughout the weekend right here on CRN. So if you love wine and you love great food, it's What's Cookin' on Wine right here on CRN.
And now, What's Cookin' on Wine? The Sonoma County Wine Report with Larry Van Alst.
Still taste her kisses. I guess she never left my mind. It hurts because I know what I'm missing, and I called her my California wine.
Well, thanks for staying with us. We're having a great time today. Both Chris Brucey and Duncan King are with us, and we're talking about what's going on up here, talking about great wines, vintages, what's happening, and there's so many festivals and events going on in Northern California right now. Even with this big, they call it the Valley Fire here, big fire that burned over 80,000 acres and displaced thousands of people, burned down about 1,000 structures, lots of homes. Even with all of that going on, you don't say, I don't want to live here anymore. We still love what's going on. I'm real happy to be here. Hey, right now in the glass, we just tried the wine that Duncan brought, and it was a delicious, it's 2011 Pinot Noir from the Canaris area out there. What a delicious wine. We went around the corner, and what are we trying now, Chris? Something from you.
Yes, this is Comstock wine. It's our Old Vine Russian River Zinfandel, and it's 100% Zinfandel from a small little vineyard that I actually own and manage myself. I do all the pruning, leafing, suckering, the whole thing, spraying. It's about, just over an acre, 1.2 acres. It's this Zinfandel it's a 2013, and in 13 harvested it a little bit early, so it's not as high in alcohol, but it definitely has all those brambly, dark fruit characteristics. And I aged it in 100% neutral French oak barrels, so it's not going to be overpowering with the oak. The idea is to focus on the fruit characteristics that come from the Zinfandel.
It's just delicious. And let's see what Duncan thinks about this one.
Oh, it's fantastic. There's no overbearing amount of tannin that you're extracting out of the Zin. It's simply just kind of presently held you. As it is, I don't get a lot of Zin very often anymore working with Pinot, but Zin has always been my first love, and it always will be. I just love the way it just holds you in the present. That's how it should be.
I think this is great. Out of an acre, you're going to get, 3 tons of fruit? How much do you get?
On a good year. This year, everything's down. I only got about a ton and a half.
Whoa.
Yeah, I usually get about, 2.5 to 3, maybe just over 3.
And that'll make how many cases?
Anywhere from 100 to 200 cases.
Well, I'd keep that for myself. I drink it all. How can you? You don't want to sell any of this.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and you keep a little bit for your own library.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, I know the guy to talk to then. Just wonderful, absolutely wonderful wines. We know that both of the wineries have good websites, both Comstock and I'm not sure if your own little brand has a website.
We are starting everything on there right now. Right now we just have it, it's just linked through, I bought greatestwineevermade.com, and that's just linking right to my Facebook page.
That's a great website. But McCrosty's real easy to find. And spell the website for us.
It's MacRostie winery.com. McCrosty Winery, you will be able to find us, make reservations, come in, say you heard Duncan on the Sonoma Wine Report. What's cooking on wine? I'll be able to take care of you for free. Don't worry about it.
Get to meet Duncan, and that's a treat, definitely. And for Comstock, that's real simple.
Yes, ComstockWines.com.
That's real easy. You're planning. I think both of you guys have found the perfect home here. I'd love to come up and meet Bodie the dog, and I haven't met Bodie yet, and come up and visit Duncan with all of the exciting things going on at McCrosty. You guys are living a charmed life. I don't know if Duncan realizes it yet. I'm not sure if he's had the lifetime experience, but what do you think, Chris? Is he going to wake up and say...
He's there. He's
there already?
Yeah, he sees it.
He's going to wake up and say, my life is wonderful.
He already knows. Yeah.
Does he already know that?
Knows, yeah.
Okay, we're going to say thank you to all of the people in Sunland, California, especially Tomas producing the show, Mike Horn, Paul Stern, Courtney Cadera, all of the great people down there, and thank you to Chris and Duncan.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Larry.
And listen to us Wednesday nights here on CRN.
Enjoying all your favorite CRN programming is easier than ever. It's right on your TV, through your local cable provider, and on the web at crntalk.com. But when you're on the move, stuck in a plane, train, or in your car, catch up on all the shows you missed. Or listen live to your favorites. Download our CRN.
From townhall.com, I'm Keith Peters. President Obama's brief visit to Roseburg, Oregon was met by vocal opposition from gun rights advocates.
While there were some local residents who welcomed the president's visit, many in Roseburg were unhappy, even angry, that President Obama traveled to their town to offer condolences. Demonstrators protesting his visit and his stance on gun restrictions gathered near the airport holding signs that read, "Please leave us in peace, Obama is wrong, and nothing trumps our liberty."
White House correspondent Greg Clugston says the president met privately with the relatives of last week's shooting victims for nearly an hour. The U.S. is abandoning its goal of having America's military train a force of moderate Syrian rebels. Defense Undersecretary Christine Wormuth says the focus is now on equipping and backing Arab, Kurdish, and Christian groups in Syria that are already fighting Islamic State militants.
We've seen some of these groups on the ground be very effective, particularly in the Northeast, and we want to help them be more effective going forward.
She adds that leaders of the existing groups will be vetted to make sure they do not have affiliations with terrorist groups. Pressure is continuing to be exerted on Wisconsin GOP Congressman Paul Ryan to change his mind and enter the race for Speaker of the House. Congressman Jason Chaffetz says it would be great if Ryan were willing to take on the job.
If Paul Ryan got into the race, of course I'd support him. He'd be the kind of person that I could get excited about.
But another one seeking the post is Florida Congressman Daniel Webster. He tells the Salem Radio Network that he would establish a member-driven GOP caucus, something that worked when he was in the Florida legislature.
Congress is deep. No one likes us, and no one liked the Florida legislature until we were able to show them that the members themselves were important, and we allowed them to participate. When we did, it changed everything.
On Wall Street, the Dow by 34 points, the Nasdaq rose 20, the S&P advanced 1, oil up to $49.63 a barrel. More on these stories at townhall.com.
There are times when people need a little extra money, honest, hard-working people, and some banks don't always make it fast or easy. But finally, there's a company who gets it who could help my listeners that need it. Avant. You simply go to avantoffer.com on your computer or phone to check your rate risk-free with no effect on your FICO score. Complete your application in minutes, and the funds could be in your account as soon as tomorrow. If any of my listeners need a loan between $1,000 and $35,000, go to avantoffer.com. Avant will give you a $50 Amazon.com gift card after you make your first payment on time. For this offer and to check your rate risk-free, go to avantoffer.com and enter promo code BORROW. That's AVANT offer.com, promo code BORROW, avantoffer.com, promo code BORROW. Loans made by WebBank and by affiliates of Avant Incorporated. California loans offered by Avant are made under finance lenders license number 603K124. Funds are generally deposited via ACH for delivery next business day if approved by 4:30 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday. Amazon is not a sponsor of this promotion. Other restrictions apply. See website for details.
The Los Angeles City Council will require costly upgrades of thousands of older wood and concrete apartment buildings that are vulnerable to collapse in a major earthquake.
The mandate would affect as many as 13,000 so-called soft first-story buildings, typically wood frame structures with large spaces like parking lots on the ground floor. As many as 1,500 brittle concrete buildings would also require upgrades. The measure passed unanimously. City leaders will now have to agree on how to divvy up the cost between tenants and landlords.
That's SRN's Rich Thomason reporting. The UN Security Council has adopted a resolution to authorize the European Union and individual countries to seize migrant smuggling vessels on the high seas off Libya. The resolution, negotiated on and off for months, is under Chapter 7 of the UN Charter, which means it can be militarily enforced. African Council members have expressed concern about that. News and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters. The Tunisian National Dialogue Quartet has been awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for its role in helping the country's transition to democracy. BBC correspondent Richard Galpin says the group was created in 2013 when the process of democracy in Tunisia was in danger of collapsing.
Tunisia was the first of the revolutions which formed the Arab Spring, and initially it seemed like there was going to be this wave of democracy that was going to work, and then it started collapsing in 2013, particularly violence between the Islamists and the secular sections of society. It seems to me that the Nobel Committee wants to make the point that there is possibility of saving the Arab Spring revolutions, that everywhere else where we've seen the revolutions take place across the Middle East, they've led to implosions, civil war, or in the case of Egypt, the military taking control again.
The quartet was among some 273 contenders. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Experience the romantic getaway you deserve at Maui's premier bed and breakfast, The Plantation Inn. With plantation-style architecture and decor combined with modern amenities such as dual rain showers and whirlpool hot tubs, guests relax in a tranquil oasis in the heart of Maui's historic Lahaina town. The inn is situated conveniently less than 2 blocks from Lahaina Harbor, as well as the famous Front Street, known for its range of shops, restaurants, gallery walks, and museums. The Plantation Inn is home to Gerard's Restaurant, voted Open Table's top most romantic restaurants in North America. Chef Gerard's contemporary island French cuisine consistently earns some of the highest ratings in Hawaii. Come discover why Hawaii Magazine readers named the Plantation Inn #1 best bed and breakfast in Hawaii. Visit theplantationinn.com or call us at 667-9225.
Hi, this is Ron Sedgy, inviting you to join me for The Tonight Show of Radio every Saturday night, 9 to 11 Pacific Standard Time on CRN Digital Talk Radio. Now in our 24th year and well over 19,000 guests, The Ron Sedgy Show live originates from our Universal Radio studios. Celebrities from TV, music, movies, literature, politics, and show business, at one time or another, they all come to The Ron Sedgy Show. So why don't you?
What a week it was. The race for the Speaker of the House heating up. Lots of sports news. And a whole lot of entertainment news. We will get to it all. That's what's trending today on CRN Digital Talk Radio. I'm Jennifer Horn. Joining me, the trusty man who looks awfully confused right now that pushes all my buttons. I call him my DJ, M. Bizzle, Matt Passant.
I don't know what happened to all the stuff in here. I mean, everything was fine yesterday, and I come in today, and it's all torn apart.
That's the way it goes.
I don't understand it.
It's Radio 101. You leave, and everything is perfect. You come back, and it's like the raccoons have come through and torn everything up. You know, a lot of people blame Mercury in retrograde. Maybe that's what it is. I think Mercury in retrograde is coming to an end. You never know. All right, let's jump right into it. We are looking not only at the trends in news this week on the show, but also the trends in social media. Matt, that means you. Also the trends in social media.
I don't know what happened. There's stuff.
Oh! There it is. That's what's called a cue. We had to give it twice. All right, the reason we're playing Fire, not just because it's a great song. This, I cannot believe. People do the craziest things for social media fame. Starting things off this week, a teenager has been hospitalized after he participated in the Fire Challenge. Apparently the cinnamon challenge, where you swallow dry cinnamon, wasn't just extreme enough. This kid in Florida, always in Florida, these guys, 15 years old, decided to try the Fire Challenge, which involves participants covering themselves in rubbing alcohol and then setting the alcohol on fire.
See, now, if there's one thing I've learned in life and my training as a fire sport, fire burns. It hurts.
Fire does burn. It's a great lesson,
pain.
Matt. He willingly and voluntarily took part in this challenge. He asked one of his friends to ignite the rubbing alcohol. And this guy has no eyelashes today. He has third-degree burns. He has burns on his arm, on his back. He had to be airlifted to a hospital. His neck swelled up so badly, he is permanently damaged. And now the family, instead of blaming their stupid family member, they're blaming the friend that lit the match. Here's the deal. We've spent a lot of money to airlift anybody. You know these people are not going to pay for that. We pay for that. Us taxpayers pay for that airlifting to the hospital.
Well, of course we do. I think everyone should be blamed. All parties, everyone.
And I'll tell you right now, the family, to blame this other kid, who, by the way, is not any better. I'm not saying he is completely, he should have said, no, friend, I'm not going to light you on fire. But, you know, to blame him, crazy. Also going on this week, Facebook, instead of putting in the dislike button, which I am 100% in favor for, because there are so many things I want to press dislike. Most of them involve all the dead animals people post on Facebook.
All of my posts.
All of your posts. They're going to now put emojis in that will be like hilarious, laughter, happiness, love, shock, sadness, anger. So we can't say dislike, but we can give you a little frowny face if we don't like the post.
I thought they did say they were going to add the dislike button.
Well, instead of the dislike, we're going to get emojis.
I just like that.
Emojis run the world.
Thumbs
All right,
down.
up ahead, we're going to jump into the biggest news stories this week involving, Congress. What's trending today on CRN Digital Talk Radio?
I am a non-attorney spokesperson. Attention men who've taken Androgel or any other testosterone therapy products. Androgel or other low-T products have been linked to heart attack, stroke, pulmonary embolism, deep vein thrombosis, even death. Scientific studies indicate that the use of testosterone therapy products may double a man's risk of heart attack. If you or a loved one took Androgel or a testosterone therapy product and suffered from a heart attack, stroke, pulmonary embolism, deep vein thrombosis, or any other cardiac event, you might be entitled to financial compensation. You have rights, and you need to let us fight for your rights. And you pay no fees unless we win. So call the Tort Attorneys right now. 800-557-7921. 800-557-7921. That's 800-557-7921. Cases may be referred to participating law firms in your jurisdiction.
It's what's trending today on CRN Digital Talk Radio. I am Jennifer Horn, and this show, if this is your first time tuning in, takes all the biggest stories of the week, no matter what they are. They politics, sports, entertainment, even some food news, science, whatever it is, whatever's trending in any given week on social media and on the news, in the news cycle, we put it all together in one nice little package for you and present it to you in a show that we call What's Trending Today.
Or we at least try.
We try. All right, in my estimation, the biggest
hard news, as we say in the business story this week, is the disaster that is the Speaker of the House position in Congress. John Boehner, amid a lot of pressure, and I actually think I may have put some on as well, decided that he would step down as Speaker of the House. He left Congress, and 3 people were going to run for that position. Kevin McCarthy, a Republican from California, Daniel Webster, and Jason Chaffetz from Utah. And Kevin McCarthy was by far the clear front runner, and this week there was a Republican caucus to kind of get it all together. They were only meeting with the Republicans to decide who that one candidate was going to be to present to the entire Congress to try to get the Speaker of the House confirmed. They needed 218 votes, which means that every Republican has to be on board except for 29. Their wiggle room is 29, so almost all the Republicans on board, because all the Democrats will naturally vote for their leader, the minority leader of the House, Nancy Pelosi. As of Thursday, when this caucus was taking place, Kevin McCarthy walked into the meeting going, "Hey, thumbs up, everybody. Everything's on schedule." This meeting was supposed to take all day. They were going to have Subway cater it. I mean, it was going to be a thing.
Yum.
Like 30 minutes later, out walks Kevin McCarthy with the announcement that, you know what, this is just not my time. Now,
You're fired.
You're fired. Yes. Many reasons for this, by the way. Donald Trump, one of them. Donald Trump actually taking a victory lap, saying he publicly said he didn't want Kevin McCarthy to be the next Speaker of the House, and that's why he's not. Many people say it was a gaffe that Kevin McCarthy made on the Sean Hannity program earlier in the week. He went on Sean Hannity's show and was talking about how people shouldn't be so quick to want to shut down the government over Planned Parenthood. Instead, they would form a select committee that would look into the happenings with Planned Parenthood, just as they did with Hillary Clinton in the Benghazi situation. And he made the comment, look where Hillary is now. Hillary Clinton grabs a hold of that and makes it seem like it was a witch hunt for her, which, hey, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't.
You know, everything seems like it's a bit of a witch hunt for Hillary.
Oh, yeah, she loves playing the victim, for sure. She's
that's
really good at that.
That's true.
So you have all these things going into it, but insiders are now saying that it had something to do with the gigantic skeleton in Kevin McCarthy's closet. Here's where it gets really House of Cards juicy.
Okay.
Apparently, somebody in North Carolina, I'm forgetting who now, somebody in North Carolina wrote a letter to Congress and said, to the Republicans in Congress, and said, look, we don't want any embarrassment here. Maybe we should look into the personal backgrounds of all the candidates that are interested in taking over the Speaker position.
You mean someone had a good idea in Congress?
Well,
wow.
That letter was sent. That letter was received. Now, on Wikipedia yesterday, are you following me so far? I'm trying to lay this out. All right. On Wikipedia yesterday, on the pages of both Kevin McCarthy and Congresswoman Renee Elmers out of North Carolina, a line was put in by a user of Wikipedia that the two were having an affair. Dun, dun, dun! We need better sound effects on this show.
Total disaster.
I need, thank you.
It's
Please
a
give that.
catastrophe.
I need like dramatic
Nothing less.
soap opera music. But yes, it is a disaster.
Yeah.
Now, here's where it gets even juicier. Not only was this idea that he had an affair circulating, then we get a face with whom he is having an affair with, this Renee Elmers, North Carolina congresswoman, who's married, by the way, and has run on Christian family values. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Nothing ever changes with these people.
But when traced to see who posted this on Wikipedia, it was traced back to the Department of Homeland Security. What?
They can't even secure marriages.
So the question is the government out to get Kevin McCarthy? Does he have an enemy in the Department of Homeland Security? Was the Department of Homeland Security hacked? We don't know the answers, but we have a lot of stuff up in the air right now. I think it's fascinating. As someone who just loves politics, you can't ask. This stuff is writing itself. I mean, I'm a little dramatic here, but, please. So now John Boehner stays, and the search is on for who is going to be the next replacement. Now, this is the sad part, and I'm a Republican. I make no bones about it. I'm a Republican. I'd like to see the success of the Republican Party, but you know what? Sadly, the people in Congress, with the R's by their name, are so dumb and stupid. They cannot get it together. There is chaos reigning supreme. They cannot get along. The Democrats, even though they have disagreements, they do it behind closed doors. The Republicans are like out there fighting all the time. And there is no one who seems to, there's not one person in all those people, all those hundreds of people in Congress that can actually represent someone that everybody's happy with, except for one man, I'd say two men. I think the biggest chance you have is Trey Gowdy and Paul Ryan. Paul Ryan, of course, the past vice presidential candidate with Mitt Romney 4 years ago. Now, John Boehner, the current speaker, has called Paul Ryan and begged him, Paul, please run. Paul Ryan's like, no, I'm on the Ways and Means Committee. I don't want to do this. He wants to run for the presidency. He's a handsome young guy, but he's got young kids. And as part of being the Speaker of the House, you have to do a lot of traveling. You have to do a lot of fundraising. He feels like this could hurt his family. So they're so desperate to get him in that maybe they would give him a term that says, hey, you know, you do this for a year, get us through the 2016 election. Maybe somebody else can travel for you. They're trying to find ways because they are desperate for Paul Ryan. And I can tell you, if Paul Ryan really does want to be the president, he will be the Speaker of the House. He'll make that announcement next week, I would imagine, because the Republicans need some glue. Now, you don't even have to be a member of Congress, by the way, to be the Speaker of the House. So you could draft somebody. Newt Gingrich. Remember Newt Gingrich?
Oh, yeah, the neuter.
He said, hey, John Boehner wants to leave at the end of October. I'll come in. I don't think that's a bad idea. Newt Gingrich worked very well with Bill Clinton back in the 90s.
I think one of my favorite presidents, Bill Clinton. I'm all for him.
That's nice.
I'm all for him. Bring him back. Another year of Bill.
Bring out the cigars and the blue dress.
Bring
he
back
actually wasn't bad. I'm going to say of the Democratic presidency, he's not that bad.
Oh, good. You're like the only Republican that'll say that.
I'm honest.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the Democrats have put an ad on Craigslist as a joke to look for a Speaker of the House, which I thought was pretty funny. Also going on this week, those floods continue to ravage South Carolina. Really, really sad. Governor Haley said that she had toured the areas of Kingstree and Gibbons Ferry. It's very devastating. More flooding expected, even though there's sunshine out. The swollen rivers are expected to deliver more water to those low-lying coastal areas. So good thoughts still going out to South Carolina. And the weirdest story of the week, that train hero, remember Spencer Stone?
Yeah, I remember him, the guy from France.
Yeah, he thwarted that terrorist attack. Well, he was out in Sacramento this past week, and he got stabbed. And he got stabbed really badly.
From what I hear, that's pretty normal for Sacramento.
Really?
Yeah, I have a friend that lives up there. He says, oh, yeah, that's on the regular. It kind of sucks, man. You come back a hero and you get stabbed.
State Capitol, those lawmakers, pretty violent on their way home from the bars. But not really sure why he was stabbed. 2 people are being sought after. We'll figure out more details as this one continues to unfold. Up next, it's baseball finale, playoff time. We've got the scoop for you. That's what's trending today.
Experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain, pain from a sports injury? If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com. 310-873-4422. Experience a luxury boutique hotel escape in the heart of Laguna Beach, California. With the finest art gallery, shopping, dining, and nightlife just steps from your door. The heart of Laguna Beach, the edge of the sea. It's the Inn at Laguna Beach. Enjoy our comfortable rooms, blending the style of a timeless beach bungalow with the modern comforts of today. 70 newly appointed guest rooms and suites await you at the Inn at Laguna Beach. Then, relax at the rooftop bar, where you'll indulge in breathtaking views of the ocean. For dining, you'll find libations and local cuisine on the California coastline, including dining at the legendary Las Brisas, a Southern California landmark. The Inn at Laguna Beach. Footsteps from room to village to sea, located in the heart of Laguna Beach. The Inn is within walking distance of all that Laguna Beach has to offer. No car required. The Inn at Laguna Beach, 211 North Coast Highway in Laguna Beach, California. Call 800-544-4479 or visit inatlagunabeach.com.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618. 9618.
Rihanna, You have my heart, and we'll never be worlds apart. Maybe in magazines, but you still be my star. Baby,
I'm just letting this one play, Matt. Because I love this song. I don't love Rihanna much, but this song, oh, I love.
I'm right there with you.
I love it. All right, welcome back. It is What's Trending today on CRN Digital Talk Radio. One thing you may not know about me is that I love sports. I'm one of those girls. And I'm not just one of those girls that like sports for boys. Like, I actually like sports and know stuff. Well, I don't know a lot of stuff.
You know more than I do.
I think I do, actually.
We're kind of like stereotype breaking here because you're the girl that likes sports and I'm the guy that couldn't care less.
You're the girl in our relationship.
I am the girl in the relationship.
Yeah, it's okay.
Have you seen my new shoes?
I'll bring you some flowers later. All right, so here's the deal. Baseball season has officially wrapped up. Now the postseason is starting to heat up. This week we had some wild card games, and the Cubs, great news for the Cubs. And, you know, I'm a Dodger girl, also like the Angels quite a bit, but I would say that the Cubs and the Mets are probably my next favorite teams in baseball. And the Cubs, I'm kind of sadly pulling for them just a little until they play the Dodgers, because the fans in Chicago have they've suffered forever. The last time the Cubs have won a World Series championship was in 1908. So huge drought. Wow. If you're playing at home, that's over 100 years.
Yeah.
So everybody was very happy that Chicago won the wild card. Also, a wild card matchup, the Yankees were involved with the wild card game with the Astros. In a way, I don't know if I like the fact that the season comes down to one game, and then they decide who's going to be the big wild card winner. Now, the Yankees barely showed up. I mean, the Astros, who cannot stand. This is like a family thing for me. My grandmother hated the Astros. I hate the Astros.
So you were taught hate.
She called them a bad name. My grandmother, who was so sweet and never cussed, you can imagine what she called the Houston Astros. I'm just saying. But the Yankees had a tough week, and here's where we jump into it, into the good stuff. CC Sabathia, he is like their pitching ace. After the season ended, he made an announcement that he was checking himself into rehab before the wild card game. I would fire this guy so fast. Here your team needs you, and you check into rehab. But I was thinking to myself, okay, I'd fire this guy. He sucks. He's selfish. Then I thought, he must have been really hammered, because you have to be really hammered to drop out of your last game where the wild card is at stake. And guess what? I was right. He was really hammered.
That sounds like a scotch or tequila night right there.
He was really hammered. And here's what happened. So now the reports are coming out about the real story. He went into rehab saying, it hurts me deeply to do this now, but I owe it to myself and to my family to get myself right. I want to take control of my disease. I want to be a better man, father, and player. Blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. You were hammered. Mm-hmm. That's what I would say. Reports are coming out that he had a huge weekend of heavy drinking in Baltimore. And the Yankees finished the season with 3 games on the road against the Orioles. Sabathia was not scheduled to pitch. The last straw for him came during the team's final regular season series in Baltimore, where he spent most of his time pounding drinks at a hotel. By Friday, he looked out of it. His team waited around Camden Yard to play the game, which eventually was rained out. He drank every day last week, and apart from the day he pitched. The tipping point was Friday when he was at the stadium. He carried on drinking Saturday. It even spilled into the clubhouse at some point during the weekend as well. And he failed to respond to greetings of reporters who have known him a long time. He was walking unsteadily as he left the clubhouse. They said that Sabathia was offering a paper cup containing a brown liquid to a teammate who was finishing up a workout, urging the teammate to just take a sip.
I wonder what was in it.
The teammate refused, saying he still had some running to do. Sabathia was then ushered out of the building to a waiting cab by a third teammate. Joe Girardi said, "I know players drink. That happens in the game. Adults have a drink, but he was not aware that it was at that level. It's become very severe." So this makes sense now. The only reason you drop out on your team is when the team kicks you out. And that's, it seems like, what happened to CC Sabathia.
And like you said, it must have been really bad for him to just